welcome to my channel. I am here to help you on your health journey, whether that's to lose weight, find different options for healthy food, or just get some inspiration for different foods to eat. Today I'm going to be talking specifically about Weight Watchers, how I got started on Weight Watchers, and what specifically I eat on Weight Watchers, the top 5 things that I did when I first started Weight Watchers, so that if you're looking to join, you know some different tips that helped me personally. Just a little backstory. For me, I have always been overweight. Even as a little kid, I was always bigger than everyone else. And I always wanted to lose weight, but always found food as my emotional crutch and just felt like I couldn't lose weight because I needed the food in order to survive. And if I would lose weight, I'd be all about yo-yo dieting. So I would diet for a while, lose weight, and then end up gaining more back. And that's kind of been my lifestyle for a long time now. So a huge reason why I wanted to start this channel is because I feel like this weight loss has been totally different than times in the past. I feel healthier with food. Food doesn't control me like it used to. I have so many different options that feel good and feel like they fuel my body rather than sucking energy out of it. So I want to be able to encourage other people in that journey, and if you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out to me because I would love to help you in any way that I can. If you can, would you go down below and hit that subscribe button and like this video? That helps other people be able to reach this channel, and I would really appreciate it. The first thing I would recommend if you are starting Weight Watchers is to download the app on your phone. You can do Weight Watchers 2 different ways now. You can either just have the online version, which is the app on your phone, or you can attend in-person meetings. For me personally, I needed to attend in-person meetings. They were helpful for a couple different reasons. First, I found that it was really helpful to weigh in front of someone. It gave me some accountability and just helped me know where I was at. There's absolutely no shame if you gain weight or if you stay the same. It doesn't matter, they don't care. But it helps you to know what you're doing, if it's working or not. And I also found it super helpful to get feedback from other people that are on the same journey as you. And so I would get really helpful tips. I learned a lot of different things there that I've incorporated into my life still. One time, one of the leaders said that if you're not coming to a meeting, if you're coming, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. You're either coming to a meeting because you're doing well and you can be able to encourage other people, or you're coming to a meeting because you need help. And I think that's so helpful to know that either you're going to meetings to support others or to get something yourself. And so even on your good weeks, you should go to a meeting. Even on your bad weeks, you should go to a meeting. For me, now that I've lost 100 pounds, I don't attend meetings regularly. They changed the system quite a bit, and I just didn't have a meeting location that worked with my schedule, but I definitely recommend when you first start out that if you want to lose weight regularly, then you should attend meetings. That's just my personal opinion. So the first thing that I did is I downloaded the app. I looked up different foods that I was eating. I saw what foods were high in points and if there was any way I could substitute points. So today I'm just going to show you a couple different options of what foods I substituted for some higher point options. So first, my big item that I would eat all the time was cheese. 1 ounce of cheese is 5 points, which is crazy to me, but cheese is really high in fat, so it kind of makes sense. I substitute now with this Tostitos cheese. It is 1 point for a tablespoon, 2 points for 2 tablespoons, and melted, it tastes amazing. So I'll put it on chips, I'll put it on my tacos, I'll put it on anything really that I want cheese for. I still will eat cheese for like quesadillas, or I mean honestly pretty much just quesadillas. Everything else I'll put this Tostitos sauce on. It is so good, it has a lot of flavor. So it's stuff like that you need the app in order to like figure out what different things are different points. I don't crave sweets as much as I used to, but I did find on the app, obviously, a lot of the sweets are really high in points. And so I found things like these Premier protein drinks. They have a bunch of different flavors. This one is cake batter. This one is chocolate peanut butter. And then they have cookies and cream, chocolate, vanilla. They have some strawberry. They have Alexa. One of the big things that I noticed when I was looking at food on the app when I first started Weight Watchers is obviously how high sweets are. So I found some different options that worked for me. I highly recommend just walking through a store, scanning different items, and seeing what their point values are. And you'd be surprised what things have a lot of points. For me, like I said before, I love these protein drinks. They're typically 2 to 3 points, but they're super filling and very sweet, and so it definitely satisfies that sweetness. Another thing I'll always have around are these packages of candy. There's different types of candy. These are more sour, these are like peachy, and these are like Swedish fish. They're 4 points for the container, but it's just nice to have some different candy around that are lower point options. So just going through and scanning what foods you eat now and what foods you could potentially change to. The thing I love about Weight Watchers is everything is included. And so if you have something that's higher in points that you don't want to give up, that's fine. You may just have to substitute some other things that you don't need as often so that you can make it within your points value. Some people have asked me how many points I have. I personally have 23 points a day, and then I have 28 points for weekly points. It varies a lot based on your weight, so it just depends on where you're at in your journey. When I first started, I had like close to 40 points, and so it varies a lot based on what your weight is, and it slowly goes down, so you don't feel this like drastic change, which is super nice. Another huge thing that I do, which leads me to my second point, is to find a lot of 0 point options. So I was just thinking it's really helpful to also have a lot of fruits and vegetables. For me, primarily fruits. I like to flavor my vegetables with higher point things, so that doesn't really help. It's nice for a snack, but doesn't give you that 0 point option. So I like to have bananas, oranges, apples. We always have some type of berries, so like strawberries, raspberries. Any kind of fruits are very helpful to have around. So I highly recommend having them washed, cut if you need them cut. Otherwise, I like cutting them in the moment just because they're fresher that way. But making sure that they're ready. So when you're hungry or craving a sweet, if you have some fruit ready, it's super easy. Also, the 0% fat yogurt is obviously 0 points. And so I shouldn't say obviously. I was thinking because it was 0% fat, it's obviously 0 points, but you may not know that. It is 0 points. And so adding that with some fruit adds a really nice treat. And so always making sure you have some 0 point options. Another huge 0 point option that I definitely recommend is this air popped popcorn. You can obviously get different kinds of popcorn, but I use that. And then they come with a ton of different flavors. I just have 2 of them here, but this is a churro and this is a kettle corn. It's 0 points and it is a great snack. I have it in the beginning of Weight Watchers. I had it every single night because it was a great way to feel like I had a lot of volume without a lot of points. So it's 0 points. I use this spray butter here, and I'll just make the popcorn, put that spray butter on, and then do the flavoring, and it works so great. I probably have it a couple times a week now, just because I don't have that same desire to eat, like binge eat as I used to, which is awesome. I feel like I've had such a healthier relationship with food, so I don't need that like constant eating like I used to. I just eat when I feel like it. So if I wanted it every night, I totally could have it, but I just don't crave it like I used to. Another 0 point food that I really recommend having on hand at all times are eggs. I will either have them scrambled, hard-boiled, but just having them available, especially hard-boiled eggs. I posted a video about Instant Pot hard-boiled eggs, so if you want an amazing recipe on on the best hard-boiled eggs, the peels come off so easy, and obviously I'm obsessed. But I always recommend having hard-boiled eggs around and available. They're 0 points, and they're super filling, and you can have them as a snack, you can have them as a meal, have them on the go. I'll put them in a baggie and just carry them with me. It's super nice to always have a 0 point snack available. I know that there's a ton of other 0 point food options, but those are the ones that come to my mind first. and I always have available. So you kind of have to do your own research as far as what works for you. It's a little bit different for everyone, but those are the ones that work for me and have helped me on my 100-pound weight loss journey. Kind of adding to what I had just said about making sure you always have 0-point snacks around. A lot of the snacks that I have are high in protein. And so my third tip for you for starting Weight Watchers is to increase your protein. So like I said, I always have chicken available. I'll have it in the fridge. I'll have it just cooked and ready to go. So I'll grab it as a snack. I'll grab it really anytime that I feel hungry. I'll just, especially when I first started, I would just eat chicken, hard-boiled eggs, lean meats, really anything that's high in protein and 0 points. I would just have it when I felt like binging, when I felt emotional and wanted to turn to food. It really helped crave that filling for me so that I didn't feel restricted at all with food. And I would feel full then because I was increasing my protein. Another tip to increase your protein are, I know I keep going back to these, but protein drinks. I would have them, I don't do this as much anymore just because I have changed my lifestyle quite a bit, but when I first started, I would take one drink, which is 2 or 3 points, depending on what kind you have, and I would pour some of it in my coffee for my creamer, and then I would just drink the rest of it. And it started my day off with really high protein, pretty low points, and I felt really satisfied, so I wasn't hungry right away. And then I would have like a hard-boiled egg for a snack so that I had more protein, low points. So I would definitely research some different proteins that work for you. Thankfully, Weight Watchers has really high protein options for low points, which works out really well. So just trying to increase your protein in any way that you can really helps keep you satisfied. It keeps those cravings low, and it helps you lose weight. The fourth thing I did, which isn't going to surprise anyone, is I decreased my alcohol intake. I was drinking Costco margaritas, which are, I realized, 1,000,000 points for a cup, and so that obviously didn't help my journey before to want to lose weight. I did not realize how high in calories and sugar that they were, and honestly how they were affecting my body. I initially cut down to Loon juices, which when I first started the journey were 3 points for 2 Loon juices, 2 points for 1 Loon juice. But now they're 6 points and not quite as worth it. So I don't drink nearly as often. I definitely still budget them in where I want to because I need a drink once in a while, and I'm sure you do too. So I definitely like to splurge on alcohol. I honestly use a lot of my weekly points for alcohol just because it gives me the option to drink when I want to still and not feel like I'm using my daily points for it. So I definitely still budget it in, but I have cut back my drinking significantly. So I used to drink, if I'm perfectly honest, probably half a container of margarita mix a day, which is like disgusting. I know, I'm aware, but that's where I was at in my life. And now I've cut back to a couple Loon juices a week, and it works out great for me. And I was drinking like 1 or 2 Loon juices a day, but now I've cut back to even less, and the weight is just falling off. It's pretty crazy. I did not realize how much alcohol affected your weight. So I would recommend, if you are drinking regularly, I would say that weight is not the only thing that has changed, which that's for a whole nother video, but I feel like I have more energy. I don't feel as sluggish. I don't have headaches. Like, alcohol is not the best for you. Great survival tool, but not the best as far as how you feel in your body. So for me, cutting back on that was great for my weight loss and for so many million other reasons. Again, I would go back on your app, scan different alcohol options, scan what you're currently drinking, and some different options that you could try to drink, and just see what works for you. You can budget it in. You may have to cut back on other things, but then you can budget alcohol in where you want to. So it works out great that way. That's the one thing I love, again, about Weight Watchers, is that I can fit everything in that I want to. I just have to cut back in other areas. The fifth thing I would say about when I started Weight Watchers and what I did is I stopped going out to eat nearly as often as I used to. So when I first started Weight Watchers, I would go to Starbucks regularly. if not every day. It's been a year, so I can't remember exactly, but I would go to Starbucks all the time. I would get a grande white chocolate peppermint mocha. It's 23 points. And now if I go to Starbucks, which is honestly pretty rare because I found some other coffees at home that I just prefer now, not because I feel restricted to not go to Starbucks, but just because I have some other options that I feel completely satisfied with, which I can talk about if anyone's interested. Now if I do go to Starbucks, I'll get a grande skinny vanilla latte with the sugar-free vanilla flavoring in it, and it's 4 points. So I went from 23 points to 4 points. So just learning and knowledge, and I feel just as happy with it. I feel just as satisfied. I still get the coffee, and I still feel like I have a yummy treat. But I'm able to cut 19 calories, which is amazing. So before, I would go to Starbucks in the morning, and then in the evening, I would go out to eat. And my go-to thing was a bacon patty melt, which I learned later was 38 points. And then I would have french fries with it, of course, and so that's another 14 points. That's an insane amount of points, which is fine if that's what you want to use with your extra weekly points, but for me, that wasn't what I was doing. I was having a mocha with a lot of points, eating some things throughout the day, and then I'd go out to dinner and have a huge amount of points for dinner. Now if I go out to eat, I'll get like a chicken sandwich, which is 7 points, and I'll have half the amount of french fries, so it'll be 7 points as well, so 14 points for a meal. And it fits within my budget super easily. So just tweaking things a little bit and finding what works for you. And so if you want a high point supper, having 0 to lower points throughout the day so that you can have a higher supper. And then you can always use your weekly points. So if you want to have a higher breakfast and a higher supper, you can use your weekly points. And then you just the rest of the days just have to be a little bit more lower point options, which, as I've shown, there are a ton of lower point options. And so it's all about finding what works for you. Those are just some tips that have worked for me. I have found that switching up these different kinds of foods, like not eating super high calorie drinks in the morning, not having a bacon patty melt regularly throughout the week, makes me feel less sluggish, less lethargic, less honestly gross in my body. I feel a lot lighter. I feel more energetic. I just feel like I have a little more pep in my step. And it's helped me lose weight. So it's helped me with so many different things. And I hope that these tools are helping you, and I hope that I'm able to give you some resources to be able to help you in your journey. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. I will definitely respond to them. And don't forget, if you can you subscribe and like this video? I would really appreciate it, and it helps other people to be able to learn how to start Weight Watchers and how to start their weight loss journey. So thank you everyone for watching. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions, and I hope you all have a great day. Bye.